Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's another week. It's another show. It's Geekonomics. Marc and Bryon and Josh in the back here with you, talking about all things in the world of the nerd. A lot to talk about. We got a lot of picks to do today, so we got a lot to get through.
We do.
So we're picking 2 shows today. Later on, we'll be picking Worlds Collide, and we'll be picking Money in the Bank. But I know, Bryon, you're itching to tell us about a comic show that's coming to town in the not-too-distant future.
Why, thank you, Mark. I am. Coming to you, East of the River, comic book and collectible show, June 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Early bird is at 9 a.m.
Yes.
2 floors of dealers at the American Legion Hall in Enfield, Connecticut. Anime and steampunk tarot card readings by Michelle Pellin.
Yes.
Also, other things will be there. Artists. Matt Ryan will not be there.
He's on vacation.
But they'll have, I'm sure the Safari Brothers will be there.
I'm more than, yes, guaranteed.
So it's going to be a great time. I will be working in the door along with selling stuff.
Yes.
So come on down. We hope to see you there. It's going to be a fun time.
I will be sleeping.
Mark will be sleeping.
Because it'll be a busy day the day before.
The day before, we have
night before.
Blitzkrieg Pro Luau, the 28th Luau.
Rocka Luau.
Just added Dijak versus Bryce Donovan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Gonna be awesome.
2 tall men going at it.
Funny thing is, I shared a photo with you and Josh because I'm watching NXT and I see the ad for, is it Evolution? Revolution?
Evolution is the women's show.
Evolution is the women's show. Evolve is the show.
Evolve.
Yeah, Evolve.
And I see Bryce Donovan in the ad.
He's in a faction on Evolve.
So he's part of the WWID. He wasn't actually at the last one. He was supposed to be.
Yes.
But he was part of that show. That's why, I guess.
Yes.
So now, Dijak called him out.
Yeah.
And he had a really cool Nintendo Donkey Kong 64 shirt.
Yes, but it's Dijak.
It said Donovan and Dijak.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
Yes, he sells that shirt at his booth.
He has the best shirts.
Yes. Which I'm sure you're saving up your pennies right now to get that shirt.
I'm going to buy that shirt.
I know you were. As soon as I saw it, I was like, Bryan's going to get that one.
That's a good one. Dijak has the shirt game locked down.
He's pretty good.
He's got the Dunkin' Donuts one.
He does.
Which my brother bought.
Yes.
I mean, he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's dealing with.
Speaking of shirts, don't forget to wear your Hawaiian shirts.
Yes.
Because it's the Luau.
I have my Hawaiian shirt already picked out.
Same reason why Matt Ryan's not going to be at Scott's show. Same reason why he won't be at the Luau with us. Because he's going to be on vacation.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, it'll be the 4 of us.
So it's going to be a busy weekend. You and Josh will be showing up after. You'll be meeting us there.
Yes.
Because you have other plans that day.
We'll be at
Racing.
Lime Rock from Thursday night through Saturday morning, afternoonish. We'll be at Lime Rock for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race.
Okay. So I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Which is going to be weird. You usually pick me up.
Yeah. Yeah, the race
Hopefully I don't have to work Thursday, but as of right now, I probably will. So.
Oh, okay.
Dang it. Way to throw a wrench in the works.
I'm looking into it, Mark. I'm trying to get out of it.
Well, I was thinking if you don't have anything going on, if you can get out of it, on the way down there, we could stop in Manchester and check out the Formula 1 movie in IMAX. Because that comes out that day.
There you
go.
Yeah, I think I might have to work.
All right, listen, you guys can discuss this off camera because we have a lot to go through today.
Something you might want to be into, but all right, be a jerk about it.
Wow, he really slammed that down.
Sorry, I don't want to watch Brad Pitt in an F1 movie.
Wow.
You're not a race fan.
Or a Brad Pitt fan.
Well, I'm not a Brad Pitt fan either, but the movie looks ridiculous.
I like Brad Pitt. What's wrong with him?
I don't dislike him. I'm just saying I'm not going to see the movie because of him.
Gotcha. I get what you're saying.
I'm going to see the movie because it's Formula 1.
All right. So that's all happening that weekend.
Yes.
Of June 28th.
Yes.
Now that we got housekeeping out of the way.
Housekeeping.
Where are you on Andor?
Still episode 3.
Yeah, he's not watching it.
I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, he's not touched it.
I have to get back into it. It was weird not having Last of Us to watch on Sunday night.
Yeah, there's nothing. It was a weird weekend. I had nothing to watch all week.
Yeah, I had...
I'm in that weird dead zone now.
I had 2 things. The only thing I could talk about is the new season of Poker Face has been fantastic. We just watched episode 4, which had Kumail Nanjiani in there, and he's doing a very fantastic version of the Tiger King, but he's this cop alligator guy. Really funny.
Okay.
Great performance by him. Comedic performance.
Yeah.
But the new season of Poker Face is so far really
we have
good.
to get into that. It's all clear. We got to jump into that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show.
It is. This is just one of those things we just haven't dove into.
And also, I was stunned, just like everybody else, watching NXT with Stephanie Vaquer losing her belt to, is it JC Jane?
JC Jane.
JC Jane. I watched that match twice.
Just to make sure you saw it correctly?
Just because it was a good match, but I was like, I had it on in the background, and then I'm like, what? She lost? And the announcer, his face was priceless. Everybody was just like, what? And then
they're like, oh, by the way, they're calling her up.
Yes,
So
it makes total sense.
It makes sense why she lost now.
Also, someone brought up a good point in the very beginning of that match. When she's walking out, she's surrounded by other women wrestlers.
Well, she's in a
No, but it was kind of like, generally, they just walk out to their music match. But they showed her walk out behind the scenes with a bunch of people. And
Like
it
a
was kind of
goodbye.
like a farewell.
Her, thanks for...
Yeah. But it was like interesting because someone was like, that's why.
Yeah.
Because it was odd. It was like, that normally doesn't happen.
Well, everyone kind of assumed that she was getting called up.
Yeah.
So her
So-
and Jordan Grace are getting called up.
Right. So it was an excellent match. NXT is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm watching a televised version of Blitzkrieg Pro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting to know a lot of the wrestlers
Which you can
now.
if you're not if you'd like to, you can watch it online.
Yeah, they do streaming.
Stream it, yeah.
Um,
On IWTV, I think it's called, Independent Wrestling Television.
Right, yeah. So as of right now, that's it for me. I really, the only thing I did this past weekend, I decided I was going to sell at Mansfield Flea Market on Sunday.
Oh,
And
how'd that
yet
go?
again, I pick a cold and windy day.
Yeah.
I have the worst luck.
With rain?
No
Just a
rain.
little rain?
No rain.
Oh, you got no rain?
Um,
that was Saturday that rained. That's
yes.
Saturday was
Rained
rain.
all day Saturday.
I slept.
So Sunday, got up at 5. I was there early. It was a slow day. Made some money. And it was cold and windy. And I'm like, why?
Why am I doing this to myself?
No, did it rain at all?
Not when I was there.
'Cause
No.
You don't have to pay before you go, do you?
Yes, you pay at the door.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you don't have to pay before you leave the house.
No.
You could wake up and see how bad it is outside and be like, I'm not going today.
Yeah. But
So you chose that even after noticing it was cold and windy out.
No. My house, in the morning, the sun actually came out, and it wasn't that bad at my house. But the problem was when you're there in the big open field,
Yes.
you feel the wind a little bit more.
So
Well,
you
that's-
should drive to JFK and see what's there. They'd be like, well, no, we'll just go back
Well,
home.
because that's what I was going to say is because I went with the girls and Mariah's fiance to the baseball
You
game.
can call him Josh.
I know, but it's just,
We know his name.
I know. But we went to the Yard Goats game and it was windy and cold, but then the sun came out
Yeah.
and it rained and it was hot. Then it got cold. It was a cycle. So that's why I was wondering how you were.
Oh, so Josh, I know what you're talking about. So around 1 o'clock, it goes till 2, and it was overcast, some wind, chilly, whatever. There was a decent amount of people. I got to promote the show. I talked to a lot of folks. I had a good time. I'm not complaining because I like the overcast, but I know what you're talking about,
complaining.
Josh.
It's fine.
At 1:30, as I'm wrapping up, that's when the sun came out and
Yes.
it got warm. And I'm like, oh, there's the sun. But it only lasted briefly. And on the ride home,
Yeah.
it sprinkled and it rained.
See, I thought it rained.
But that's what that was so the baseball game started at 1.
There you go.
And through the entire baseball game, it went from overcast and cold and windy to bright and sunny but raining.
Yep,
And
yep.
then it was a weird cycle.
It was a weird day.
Yeah.
Very weird day. But anyway, the next time I do Mansfield, I will make sure I pick another cold and windy day. Because that's just my luck.
Yeah.
But actually, someone did tell me that every Sunday there has been cold and windy.
Well, it's been a very cold and windy time frame. It's not been very warm lately.
No, and someone told me
For
that
long
the
periods of
wind,
time.
because I go lower level,
Yeah.
because it's such an open field, the wind does get stronger there. He was telling me, he's like, don't worry, this is nothing. A couple weeks ago, people's tables were being blown away. So he's
Oh,
like, this
so
is...
you got
so
a
I
good
lucked
day.
out.
You
It
had
was
a good
good.
day.
It was a good day.
Makes you want to run right over there and check it out.
But it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Well, that is the problem of being in a field. You
Yes.
know?
Instead of driving.
Yeah.
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 It's just a big field.
Yeah.
But I like doing it. It just, man.
Yeah.
I was like, bad luck with that. Anyway, that was my weekend. It
Have you
wasn't
ever gone
anything
to
crazy.
the actual drive-in, though?
Go where?
In Mansfield, the actual drive-in?
Yeah, I watched movies there.
Because the girls are thinking about going down for one, and we
Yeah,
were
it's a good
trying to
time.
figure out
we
which
went,
one
we
to
were
go
younger.
to.
We used to go a bunch.
Yeah, I've gone. It's a two. You get two movies.
I remember like my first experience there was seeing I think we probably talked about this on the podcast before, but my aunt and uncle and my grandparents had a camper at Witch Meadow down that area.
Is that the one we used to go
That's
to?
the one we went to.
Okay. See, because
So,
I went
and I saw
yeah.
they took us and we saw Problem Child
Say Child's
Two?
Play. Wow.
No, Problem Child. Yeah.
Problem Child 2, I want
Yeah.
to say, and then after that was Backdraft.
Yeah.
So they were thinking we would be asleep by
yes.
the end of
Yes.
Problem Child 2.
Uh huh.
I did not,
I
And
did
I-
not either.
and we did not. So I ended up watching Backdraft.
Backdraft was a good movie.
But when you're 8 or 9, it's not as fun.
Also, there's a couple of scenes in
where
there
people
where
get
it's
burned,
like,
and there's like burned
I
people in
know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
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 so
yeah.
it
and
was
like didn't like a guy also get stabbed on a pipe in that
yes,
too? Yeah.
yes, yeah. Kurt Russell falls in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good movie though.
yeah. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
There was stuff on top of the fire truck.
Yeah.
A lot of questions were asked on the way home. My parents were not thrilled with my uncle.
Oh no.
Well, I think when we were
Especially
kids-
since Dad was a fireman at the time
Yes.
at Pratt and Whitney,
Yeah.
so he would tell
Yeah.
us stories like the happy stories of being
Yeah.
a fireman.
Yeah.
And then you go to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as a child, our parents did that thinking, yeah, you fall asleep by the second movie.
Yeah.
And generally back then, the second movie was rated R.
Yeah.
And you can move your car to another screen
Yeah.
if you plan it out correctly,
Yeah.
time-wise. But it's a good time. I think the last movie I might have went, personally, I saw there might have been District 9.
Yeah.
Was probably the last
I
movie
remember like
saw
another
there.
time I went, there was like a kids movie on one screen, but then like you could turn around.
That's what I mean,
and
is
see
I-
another screen.
I think-
and it was like literally like Jason or something was happening on the other
Well,
screen. I'm
yeah,
like,
because I think what
how does that work? Like,
it was is you could set up in a certain spot,
yeah.
and you would have the adults in the cab of the car with the radio playing because
Yeah.
you could tune the radio.
Yeah.
And then the kids are in the back with the actual speaker box
Yeah.
watching the other movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
I like the drive-in.
Yeah.
I'm glad we still have one because they're kind of,
They are.
they go the way of the
There's one
dodo.
in Massachusetts, like on the way to Rhode Island in 146, and that's the only other one I know of in the
Well,
area.
Yeah.
and then we did the one up in Portland when we were a kid, like going up to Maine.
I don't know if that one still exists though.
I'm pretty sure it does because we went recently because remember when Mom and Kylie and I went
Oh,
up.
okay. I know
We went to the-
Squamish
yeah.
has one right on the beach. And
Do
Cape
they?
Cod has one too, like right on the beach that you can go to.
Yeah, so you
Like
can watch
park a boat
you can
and
watch Jaws in the water.
Yeah, I know they're doing a thing
They did
for the
that
50th.
years ago.
They're doing one
I
for the
couldn't do
50th.
that.
They did one for 50th with
Where you can sit
with the
in the water and
documentary, I
watch it.
think.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
That
Especially now
sounds
that
horrible.
sharks have been popping up
Yeah,
in
sharks
the
have actually popped up there now recently. That'd
Well,
be
yeah.
experience.
3D. It's a 4D experience.
That's a 4D experience. You feel a bite.
And some jerk.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
it's gonna
it's
walk
gonna
swim
start-
around and bite somebody. in
It's
the butt.
going to pretend they're getting.
good.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. I don't want. Oh.
Yeah, like Rocky Horror. You like act out the scenes. Someone comes up with a, prosthetic leg. So you can take the leg
Jeez,
off.
oh my God. We're giving them ideas.
Yeah, I
Oh, you
good idea.
people have already thought
Yeah.
or because I remember seeing the pictures of the ones where they actually do it in like a resort at a pool.
Yeah.
And people sit in tubes and
Yes.
watch.
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm like, even though it's a pool, no
Yeah.
freaking
I know.
way
Not
would
seeing
I
any
do
body
that.
of water and watching Jaws.
I don't know about you guys. I saw Jaws when I was little. It scared me. And even going to my
yeah.
grandma's pool,
Oh,
when we
yeah,
were
yeah,
going
yeah.
to water,
Yeah.
I would picture the Jaws in my head,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it would scare me.
That-
even though I was in a
that-
pool.
Yeah.
That and Orca. Do you remember Orca?
Orca was even worse.
so
Orca was
creepy.
so
Orca was
worse.
way worse than Jaws.
Wow,
Dude.
the ending
Yeah.
with the babies and
Yes.
it takes
Yes.
that guy through the
Oh,
ice
yeah.
hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like,
Orca was scary.
Orca was way worse than Jaws.
I don't ever want to watch Orca again.
No.
Like
no.
I saw it once.
Jaws I can watch again. Orca I will not
No.
look at
Orca
ever.
was rough.
and that was not for kids. It
No,
was
that was a
but
full-on
why
horror
did
movie.
I
Neither was Jaws.
But I saw it on HBO.
Jaws was
Orca?
not a horror movie. Jaws was a horror movie. It wasn't it for kids?
But it was also PG.
Yeah, but Jaws
Yeah, but it
was
wasn't
more
like a kid movie.
happy-go-lucky.
I know.
Like there was the horror
Yeah, I mean, not
parts.
really. There was like dead bodies and stuff. in
Orca
it.
was creepy.
Yeah.
That made you scared of orcas.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good.
There's a reason why they're called killer whales.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, moving on.
what
Sorry.
did we go
Enjoy
on?
your beach vacations, everybody.
I ask about going to the drive-in movies
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
went off
Yeah.
on a tangent.
Wow, Matt, double feature.
Double
Orca
feature.
and Jaws.
Jaws, then Orca, because Jaws is tamer.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that isn't a thing already.
I don't think anyone's like. No one really talks about Orca.
No.
It's like not really talked about.
It's kind of disappeared. We should bring it back though. We should make Orca.
We should do a watch along.
This should be the summer of Orca.
We should do a watch along.
Do a mystery. Do a mystery science
could we
theater
do-
version.
We
should
should
do a mystery.
do
That's what we
a
should do.
special watch along of Orca and put it on our YouTube.
Yeah.
Of us watching Orca,
I don't know if I could handle it, but we could do it.
and we just have
Be
the
a lot of me doing like my head in my shirt.
yeah, the three
No,
of us
that's
watching
what
Orca.
we could do it mystery science theater style
Yeah.
with like the camera behind us.
Yeah.
All you see is our heads, and every so often you see Mark's side go, nope, nope, nope.
No, I did the trick like I did when they took me to see 28 Weeks Later. I was taking
Oh, took your glasses
I
off.
remember that. Yeah, Mark kept his head down. Nope.
I see
no,
the trailer for the new one. I'm like, nope.
Oh,
not
I'm
happening.
excited for the new one.
Not going anywhere near that.
The only time I've done
I
that
think
in
I'm
the
busy that
theater was when I went and saw Event Horizon, and they head down during parts of that scene. Have you ever?
I've never seen Event
You've never
Horizon.
seen it? Oh,
No.
Yeah.
it's based on part of, I think it's Warhammer and how they do teleportation, like their wormholes.
Yeah.
They actually jump through hell to get to the other side of the universe.
Yeah.
Like that's where the wormhole takes you.
Yeah.
And in this movie, it's space exploration, but they jump through hell accidentally, and the only way to get back is to come back, and like it is.
I don't think I've ever seen Event Horizon.
Oh,
Me neither.
Mark! I know Mark.
I've never
I know
seen
Mark
this
has
movie.
never seen it, but
I don't
what's
think
his
I've ever had a reason to
what's
see
his
it.
face from Jurassic Park is in it?
Chris Pratt.
No,
No,
the old
original
ones.
one. The doctor.
The
Oh, the old guy.
The guy with the hat.
no,
The old
not
guy.
the old guy. The
Sam
younger-
Neill?
Sam Neill.
Yeah, Sam
Yes.
Neill is in it, and he plays such a creepy character.
Yes.
And like, oh no,
Yeah.
Brian, if you've never seen it, I think you should watch
Alright.
it. But
Yeah.
Mark will never watch it.
No,
I'll
Mark
never
will
watch
never
it.
watch
no.
it.
It was around the time of Abyss and that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
oh,
I
yeah.
didn't watch that either.
Well, Abyss came out when we were a bunch
No,
of...
no, it
was
was
at
like
the same
I
time.
want to say
That
it was
was like-
90s ish.
Abyss was way before.
No,
Event
Abyss was
Horizon
right.
came out in the 90s.
Abyss was right before Terminator 2. It was around the same time.
Yeah, but those Event Horizon came out in the 90s.
I only know that because
Terminator 2
I
came
Abyss
out.
was Abyss was 1989.
Yes. And
I know that because-
Event Horizon was when?
That's what I'm looking at right now.
it was around that same time. I wanna say.
No. Event Horizon came out like in the late 90s.
97, so 10 years
you go.
later.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was one that was like Abyss that I'm thinking of? I don't remember. There was another movie that was like, I remember that was like a summer.
Space Odyssey?
That was like two kind of sort of similar movies.
Well, I know what you're saying. I think Event Horizon came out, and there was another movie that came out that was similar to Event Horizon at the same time.
Yeah.
It happened a lot back then.
It's like Armageddon and
Well, it's like the
other
space
one.
horror became a thing.
Yeah.
then they
Well,
had,
remember when they did
Dante's
Jason in
Peak
space?
and-
Dante's Peak.
Yeah.
Volcano.
Yeah.
Dante's Inferno and
No, Dante's Peak. And
yeah, Dante's
Volcano.
Peak and Volcano. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it was. Dante's
Pierce
Peak.
Brosnan was in one of them, and
Yeah,
somebody else in the other one.
yeah. I want to say it
You
was
was
Sam Neill
confused.
again.
Might have been. That was the decade of Sam Neill.
Yeah, I love Sam Neill. He's amazing.
After Jurassic Park, he was kind of he could write his ticket anywhere he
Renaissance.
wanted.
He had a Renaissance. The Sam Neill Renaissance.
Yeah. Kind of like Glenn Powell right now.
Oh no, Tommy Lee Jones was in Volcano with Anne Heche,
And Heche, that's right. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
There you
and then it
go.
was Pierce Brosnan
Was in
and
Dante's Peak, right?
was in Dante's Peak.
Yes.
That's the one with the grandma
Meg
going
Ryan?
across the pond and boiling.
Was that Meg
What?
Ryan? Did
Dante's Peak. Let me see.
Or Melanie Griffith? I confuse those two all the time.
She was in Milk Money.
Yes, she was in
That's
Milk
all
Money.
I remember.
Like Blank Check. That was another one of those.
Yeah.
No, what's her face from Terminator?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I can't remember her name now.
Linda
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 Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yes.
But yeah, Dante's Peak had the grandma with the kid pushing the kids across the lake,
Yes.
and because the volcano was going, the lake was boiling.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen that either.
You ever
Yeah.
see? Oh, you gotta go back and watch some of those old
Yeah.
'90s.
Lake Placid. I remember
Because
that
it's
one.
like
I remember, I've seen like
that was with
classic.
Betty White.
Betty White
Betty
feeding
White
the
was
alligator.
The alligator, yeah.
Or sheep.
And
Yeah.
oh, what's his face? The crap. His kids now act. He was a sheriff. He had like a Scottish accent, but he's in Lake Placid, New York. I have to
Oh
look-
yes, yeah.
Oh,
I know what
crap.
you're talking about. I can't think of the name though. But
It's
yes,
been so long.
yeah. There's a bunch of weird movies. There.
Weird.
That's a
1999
whole like
too. That was
that's
Lake
like a
Placid was 1999.
Geekonomics summer movie series.
I think
could do.
we should bring Orca back though.
Yeah.
Oh,
we do a summer watch along.
Brendan Gleeson. He was
Oh yes.
his son was Hux in
Yes.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Domhnall.
Yes.
I'm bringing Orca back. You make the Orca noise.
But yeah, honestly, Brian, you should go back and watch some of those late
I should.
90s.
The poor baby like scene. That was the worst.
Oh, I know. As I'm saying, it stuck with me to this
the
day.
baby is
Yes.
killing it. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
All right, let's move on.
Traumatizing.
Mark, how was your
But yeah,
weekend?
that 10 years of movies, you gotta love them.
Mark, how was your weekend? You watch anything? Catch up on anything?
I can't remember now. You guys warped my brain with Orca. No, I didn't do much. It was a short week, a crazy week. Stuff going on. We're planning for a lot of things.
Yeah.
This month's I'm gonna be exhausted. I'm gonna need a vacation from.
I look
this
at my
month.
calendar every day, every weekend. There's something
yeah.
going
Something.
on.
Like this past weekend, I looked at my calendar, same thing, and I've realized like this past weekend is my last weekend of nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
Like the next 4 weeks.
Yes.
Well,
Same
yeah, 'cause
here.
we
We have
got
D&D this coming weekend. Next weekend after that is Heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
You got your Father's Day stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that is your birthday,
Mm-hmm.
your actual birthday week.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
know.
that weekend I don't have anything going on unless you decide you're doing something on your birthday.
I'm not doing anything.
Thank God. And then the final weekend is the NASCAR
Racing and
race in
wrestling.
Luau.
In Luau and
Scott
east
Show.
of the river.
Yeah. So on your birthday, you're probably getting ready for Scott Show. So
Yes, I have actually, because I sold a lot of stuff this past Sunday. That would be my only weekend to
yeah,
prepare,
yeah.
and I got a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
I got graduation going on.
Yeah, and he's got graduation coming up for Enfield High. He's got
Oh,
to
you're
cover.
filming?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing graduation next week.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah. So besides, I didn't really do anything. I did nothing all weekend.
That's
so
good.
I actually slept like most of the day Saturday because it's just rainy
Yes. Saturday was
and there's nothing to
rainy.
watch really.
You didn't catch up on anything?
No, I did start watching the newest season of Doctor Who
Yeah. What?
because the
Which gets
finale was
weird.
this weekend.
I know. I heard.
It gets weird.
So
No.
it gets weird. Yes.
And then the last episode is
Yes.
real weird.
Yes.
Well, so the last episode, we can talk
Yes.
about this
Well,
because I
can
heard
we talk about it, Mark?
Yeah, I saw parts of it.
Okay,
I saw
so-
the big reveal.
it
thing.
all got spoiled.
Yeah, it all came out. So
Now,
Jodie Whittaker returns
yeah, I heard.
in a couple scenes,
Yep. And I
and then
heard.
now Billy Piper is the Doctor.
Well, that's the thing. I watched that, and I watched it again. And if you watch when he regenerates,
Yeah.
Billy Piper's head pops in.
Yeah.
His head doesn't disappear. So it's like she's stepping through the screen.
So they're saying like she's like
Because
coming
the-
out of the abyss thing that she was trapped in.
Or something, but then
'Cause remember,
because
she's trapped in another.
she's in the other
universe.
dimension
Yeah.
because of
From the 50th?
No.
no before that, even
Before that, when she first left, remember that he had to leave her, and the other.
that's
Yes,
all,
but
the
that
other
remember
way to
Bad
save
Wolf
her
thing.
was he couldn't get her. Bad Wolf. He couldn't
No,
get her out.
the
But remember the
50th,
50th,
wasn't her.
That
That
wasn't her. That was
no,
Amy
Brian.
Pond.
No,
Wasn't it?
In
No,
the
it was Piper.
50th, she was the moment,
Yes.
but that wasn't her.
That wasn't her. It was another
Oh.
person.
She was the
Oh.
moment.
Yes.
She was because the in the 50th,
yes.
the Doctor is blowing up Gallifrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't but that is
Yes.
a projection in his mind.
Yes.
Yeah, because they meet her in
Yes.
that world, and she's kind of like.
But only the War Doctor can see her.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's been so long. 'Cause
Yeah.
we saw it in the theater.
Right.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
But in universe,
Which now we're to
There-
the 60th, right? Coming
Yes.
up.
It's-
coming up, yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah.
celebrating it now,
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of.
But she goes to an alternate dimension
Yes.
through the void because the Doctor really isn't supposed to be able to cross dimensions
Yes.
like that way. Like he's time and space and stuff
Yeah. Timey-wimey, but not
Yeah.
interdimensionally.
because it's something where like it crossed and he had to sever it because they're bleeding in and destroying each universe was falling apart.
Correct.
So she stayed with the clone version of the Doctor who was a human.
Yes.
That was David Tennant.
Yes.
That grew from the hand.
Correct.
Yes.
So that she's in that dimension.
Okay, so
So he's theorizing that she's coming from that dimension back into our dimension.
Or something like that.
Like she's been pulled because of the regenerative powers that he was using in the time shift that was happening.
Right.
yeah.
That he's bringing her back.
Because the other thing is usually when they announce the new Doctor, like when they says, like it was
they have
the
a
last
thing.
one,
Like,
Yeah.
it
there's
would
like
say
a thing saying
Yeah.
Judy
she's-
Joy or Jodie Whittaker and will be the new Doctor.
But they didn't do that.
They didn't do that. It just said,
and he's actually
Billy
leaving
Piper.
because he did there's a video of him saying goodbye to everybody
Right.
and everything.
Yeah,
So he is leaving.
he is leaving, but I have a feeling they're using this
Yes.
for that special.
Yes. The 60th anniversary
It's
special.
just what they already did with Tenet coming back.
Because Tennant's still around.
Yes,
He's
well, they
on
did bi-generational.
Right. Yeah.
So he warped out of him.
Yes.
Right.
So now you actually have Tennant's Doctor hanging out.
Is canon in universe.
Hanging out on Earth, and then you have the real Doctor quotes running around.
Yeah.
So I think this is just a stunt, and I say that not disrespecting. I just say this as they're just getting excitement
Right.
Yes.
to the 60th. It's
Yeah.
a gimmick to get more people to watch because
Yes.
we all watched Tenet come back, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just another thing.
Have her come back and then have that reunion of them
Yeah.
in the 60th. to
Now,
finish that story.
on top of that, and correct me if you heard this, Josh or Mark, I heard that Moffat is coming back.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Bad Wolf Productions is coming back to take over.
Yes.
A lot of people weren't that thrilled with the Disney stuff because the CG was not the greatest.
It also went real sideways. A lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, because I understand that the stuff with like the gods type stuff was stuff that had been a thing in the past.
Yeah.
But I think they went too hard into
Yeah.
establishing all these extra characters and extra
Yeah.
dimensional beings, and it.
And he was good as a doctor, but he was a little bit I don't know, just too.
I think
It went too far the other direction.
Well, also,
Right.
you didn't have much time with him. He only
No.
got 16 episodes, 8 and 8, and
Yeah.
a special.
But-
That's
Yeah.
it. That's not much.
again, you have doctors that there
Had
was
less than
a
that.
few
no,
that were.
Eccleston was the only one that had less than that.
But
Yeah.
no,
that
but
was it.
no, you have one that was only in for one movie.
Yeah, okay,
That's
but Josh,
but that's what I'm saying.
But what
is
I'm
it's not-
saying
yeah.
is generally, a doctor gets 3 to 4 seasons,
Right.
maybe 3 to 4 years. He only had 2. But coming back is Eccleston. He is doing
He's been doing the voice plays for
The
a
audio
while.
thing.
the audio
yeah.
play. He's coming back.
Matt Smith's doing one with Karen Gillian and Rory. That's going to take place earlier.
Arthur
in the year.
Darvill.
But
Yeah.
I think the biggest surprise is Eccleston coming back.
Yeah.
Because he kind of didn't like it in the beginning.
No.
He's coming
Yeah.
He's coming to terms
And
with
there's
it.
also probably money involved.
Well,
Yeah.
there's always
Well,
Disney
he
money.
started doing some things, especially with
Yeah.
like.
Well,
the,
he did a lot. He was doing
the con
conventions
stuff.
and everything.
Back in
and I think he
2021.
he probably audience and events probably
Yeah.
turned his mind around on it. Like, hey, this probably wasn't such a bad thing. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, sometimes people do it.
I mean, who else is he known for? Leftovers?
Yeah, but Eccleston's an amazing actor.
I know.
He was just
but
in
still.
True Detective. He
Thor
was
Dark
just-
World, Mark. He was the evil elf,
I
sir.
don't remember
Come
that
on.
at all.
But anyway, I
Really,
think
you don't
it's-
remember him with like the thing on his face and
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's cool that Eccleston is coming back to do those
Yeah.
audio stuff.
There's a lot of those.
I also feel like there's a good chance that he might show up in the 60th because he hasn't been part of
And
anything.
he was Billy's first doctor.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, everyone remembers her from Tennant, but
But
she started with Eccleston.
right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it would be something they keep hidden
Yeah.
as a big surprise.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of cool that they're doing
Yeah.
this.
So I've got one episode in.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah. It's not great television, but it's television.
I
nonetheless.
kind of fell off after those 3 specials.
Well, they were good when Tennant was in them.
Yeah. And then I was just
Like,
kind
and
of
Jodie
like,
wasn't terrible. It's just they were written badly.
no, but with the new Doctor,
Yes.
I kind of just stopped because it took forever between the 3 specials and then him
Yes,
to take
it was
over.
a long pause.
So, I probably, since there's only 16 episodes, I might just jump back in
Yeah.
and watch those.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Leading up to this big 60th. I mean, I like him.
The Last Companion was better than this companion, but then the Last Companion reappears in this series I saw.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I like the girl.
There's a lot of
A lot of jumpy,
Cross,
timey,
yeah.
wimey, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll
Yeah.
give it a quick watch because
Yeah.
it's not long. And
But that's what I mean by it. It got too muddled. I feel.
Yeah.
It was like if they had just stuck to
It seemed like
one
it never
thing,
got
but
its,
then it's like
never got its feet.
yeah.
under it.
Right.
It was always kind of like on the edge of.
if Moffat comes back, I think it might be good for
because
the
they have Russell
series.
Davies is already writing, so that like the writing was better. It
Yes.
just-
Yeah.
Yes. I think Whittaker. I watched her first season. She was a great doctor. I think we all agree. The showrunner wasn't that
Yes,
great.
it was terrible.
It was just not
yeah,
good.
not good at all.
But it seems like they got into that same thing of trying to establish stuff for future series, and it's like you can only do a few of those. You can't do like a whole like
Yeah.
because like when they brought in like
They
even
brought Jack
in,
back for
Well,
one
yes. But
episode.
that
Like, he
was
showed
good.
up and where's the payoff?
Yeah,
We have had
exactly.
no payoff.
No payoff whatsoever. But
But
anyways,
then like they even brought in another doctor.
well,
and that got
because
weird.
doesn't the guy that isn't the thing that other guy that was in the newest series' stuff? Isn't he possibly Jack
No,
in
No.
a new like
No.
version of him?
no.
No.
Jack
Different thing.
Jack showed up and they saw him on camera, like some spaceship, whatever.
No, he does come back. They do a whole
He actually comes
Arc
back
with
as a
him.
full thing. Yeah. That's what
They
I'm
do a
saying.
whole
Yeah, he
arc with
comes
him,
back,
Brian.
With Whittaker?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't
they-
watch that season.
Yeah. That's
'Cause he
the
showed
second
up.
They,
one,
they,
I think.
they establish it, and then it's
Then he actually
I
comes
think it was
back.
a Prison Break thing.
Yeah, he
with,
comes back
he
as
comes
a bunch
back.
of. He comes
yeah.
a couple episodes.
Yeah, they do
That's
pay
what
that
I'm saying,
off,
yeah,
Brian.
it's like I could swear I still
All
remember
right.
that.
Well,
yeah.
that's good to know.
It's been a while since I watched that. That was a long back.
Yeah, well, that Whittaker
was way
stuff
back.
was before COVID, going into COVID.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then because he
threw a
saves
wrench in
the
things, too, so.
grandpa and the kid,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and then he says, "Tell the doctor I say hi," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh well, she will let her know." And he went, "Wait, her?" And
Yeah.
that's where it cuts off with him.
Yes,
he
yes.
comes back later on.
Okay, that's good to know.
Apologies, I got the guys mowing the lawn today, so if you hear the lawnmowers in the background, it's
But it's interesting. I wonder if they're going to do another big 60th in the theater event. That would be kind
I
of
don't know
cool.
if they'll get that big, but the 50th was like the big.
That was as big as it's
Yeah.
gotten.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And the 50th brought back like multiple doctors and did a whole
exactly.
payoff
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know, because unfortunately a few of them have passed, but it'd be hard to do another full thing like that. They could, but it doesn't make sense on the 60th. That seems more like a
Like a 75th,
75th
kind of thing.
anniversary.
If they
Yeah.
make it that long.
they will. They will.
No, just mathematically, it's
Yeah.
a long way away. It's
Will we be alive? to
15
see
years
that?
from now. Who knows?
We won't be alive. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. So excited to see where Doctor Who goes. I think the Piper thing is just, hey, remember
Yeah,
Piper?
it's, yeah,
You gotta watch.
That's I have a
who
feeling
doesn't?
Yeah.
because like there's even been rumors of Kylie Minogue coming back, and she had a character thing.
She did. She was in
and then there
yeah,
was
yeah.
a couple other like rumors of other people like wanting to come back, but
Yeah.
them not finding a way to bring them back.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
She was
if-
just on something, Kylie Minogue. And Claire was like, I was like, oh man, Kylie Minogue. Claire's like, what is the Kylie Minogue thing? I'm like, Kylie Minogue was
What's
like a
the
thing.
Well, yeah. She's hot stuff.
She was. She still is.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I want to say it was the Olympics. Was she in the Olympics?
Yes,
Did she sing?
yeah,
the
she did, yeah.
ending of the Olympics.
oh
she sang.
maybe.
Yeah, something like that. I remember something.
Early 2000s, she was really all
Yeah,
over
she
the
had a
charts.
moment.
But she's been around for a while.
Yes.
Anyway, so Doctor Who, interesting stuff. We'll see what all goes. Josh, do you know when it's coming back? Is it coming
I
back?
don't know if
They haven't
even
announced it yet. No, they haven't announced it
Because it
yet.
takes so long for them to get
Yeah,
going.
we have to
Well,
announce a new doctor and everything too.
unfortunately-
So that's gonna be another.
Unfortunately, that's not just a them thing. That's also a BBC
That's a
style
BBC thing. It's not
Where
a
they
Disney
do
thing.
blocks of stuff.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
understand.
you know,
I understand, but I think they're building to something. So maybe we'll get a
Yeah.
Christmas special. That
Probably
could,
Christmas time they'll do something.
That could-
They'll
that's
probably
usually what
announce
it is.
fall,
They
we'll get an
do it in
announcement
the
of who
beginning of
new
the
doctor
year,
is and
and then you might get
yeah,
like a teaser or even a one-off thing.
yeah,
I think it's
Either that
usually
or New Year's
around
Day is
August.
when they
Yeah,
do
because it's
them.
August, because that's when they do like Children in Need,
yeah,
the charity thing.
yeah.
There's usually because that's where they tease the Kylie Minogue's
Correct.
season
Yeah,
episode thing.
yeah.
okay, so we'll keep
yeah.
an eye
And
out.
New Year's
for
Day
that.
has been the new thing as opposed to Christmas.
Yeah,
No, they
usually
went back to
Christmas.
Christmas.
I know, but
The last two
either one of
seasons.
those is probably around the time that they'll.
The last 2 seasons were back on
Yeah,
Christmas.
but we'll see.
All right, I got time to catch up.
Yeah, you do. Another big news that happened this past week that
Yeah.
we haven't even touched on yet. Doomsday. The date got moved.
Well, both of them
Yes.
got moved.
Yes, now they're going to be coming out on Christmas time.
Of 2026 and then 2028.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Am I right, Josh?
26 and 27, I believe.
Oh, it was a year apart
Yeah.
for Doomsday. And what's the other one?
Secret Wars?
Secret Wars.
Yes. And then Spider-Man got moved to the May date.
Yes, because I think Spider-Man's supposed to come out before Doomsday.
Yes.
This makes sense. I think these movies are always big Christmas events.
Well, yes. And also you got Dune coming out at that same time, so that makes sense that they'd want to put their biggest movie up against Dune as opposed to Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man
Doomsday is now December 18th.
2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Right before Christmas break.
Yeah.
I think it's going to do very well there.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Kylie's birthday.
It's usually
And
a May movie.
Secret Wars is December 17th, 2027.
Yes.
Okay.
My mom's birthday.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. I'll remember those
Yeah. I'm excited.
just by that. That's how I remember it. That's how I remember things.
That's how you remember.
If I don't have dates attached to it,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
so
remember what it is.
you try to find something to associate them with.
Yeah, you gotta have events to associate things with. I'm getting older, you know.
I know.
But yeah, they were both May, right?
Usually May, the big movies, the big Marvel
Yes,
movies.
they were
are
in May. They were going to be in May, and then they moved them to December,
Yeah.
which makes sense because then it gives you that whole con season to promote it. Like you could do the Comic-Con, you could do the D23, you could do all the big events leading up to it,
Yeah, but
and
also
work on it, promoting it all year as opposed to
we have Fantastic Four and then
Yes.
potentially Spider-Man next year.
Spider-Man will be in May.
If they haven't even started filming, so hopefully
Yeah, what was supposed to be.
No, I thought they did start filming.
I
I
haven't
thought they
heard
started filming. Yeah, I thought
anything
Tom
about
Holland and them were filming.
well, they could film it this fall
Yeah.
and have it wrapped up.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting. I'm excited for Doomsday.
Yeah.
We'll see where this goes. I'm excited for Fantastic Four.
I'm excited for Fantastic Four. Yeah,
Well,
we got Superman before that though.
Both of them.
Same month, July.
Yeah, beginning of July, end of July.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Mm.
Yeah, because Spider-Man was supposed to be in July.
Yes.
They moved it from July to May.
Yeah,
Yes.
because May usually
So-
they like to
Yeah,
the
they're
start
probably
off the
going to
summer.
start filming then soon.
Yeah,
for
they
that.
gotta.
I think Tom Holland was just on Jimmy Fallon this past week, talking about it, like not talking about it, but
Yeah, well, he's got
Talking
loose
about it.
lips.
production starting soon.
Yeah. We know he always lets go the secrets.
Yes.
You
yeah.
just look at him funny. He's like, I gotta tell you everything.
Yes.
Ah!
Tony Stark's the bad guy.
Oh my god.
We know, Tom. We know. It's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge, or the Super Mega Wrestling Challenge. 2 shows, 1 day. WWE taking over Saturday.
Oh, before we get going, don't Stranger Things is December.
Yes, they announced that too. Yes.
We'll talk about it
Yes,
next.
Yeah.
No, I'm just.
Yeah. To Dumb
getting
happened,
into
and
that
a lot of
stuff.
stuff got announced.
Yeah,
to Dumb.
we'll talk about.
No, I know.
that
I
next.
just
Yes.
want to get that out there.
Yes.
Okay. Also,
3
what I-
parts.
What I want to say, this is wrestling related. These Mark will be posting on the page so people can fill them out.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
That's it. That's what people should know. We want to push this so others will play along.
We want to get
The reason my head
celebrities
went
out
up
there.
like this is I was going to say that, but thanks
Oh.
for jumping in and taking care of that for me.
Well, Josh derailed me with
Just
the
derailed
Stranger
it with the
Things.
Netflix thing. Yes. So way to go, seducer producer.
All
Sorry,
right.
but you know you're going to start seeing those ads during Raw, and it's probably going to be stuff on the ring for Stranger
Let's not
Things.
worry about that.
Yeah,
I don't even
whatever.
see the ads.
No one
Okay,
cares.
let's
Me
go.
neither. All right. So like I said, we're doing 2 shows. So first off, we're doing Worlds Collide, the big a cross-promotional event between AAA, WWE, NXT, and technically TNA, but they're not promoting it as TNA. But a lot of these guys from AAA are signed to TNA, and they work back and forth like that.
Gotcha.
So, anywho, we're going to dive right into it. First off, it's the LWO, Dragon Lee, and 2 other guys from LWO. Up against
2 other guys.
Like, who knows? Their names are weird now. It used to
It's
be
the same. It's the same thing with a
Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah. You know one guy and then the other 2.
Yeah.
Escobar and the 2 other guys.
Yeah.
So Dragon Lee and the 2 other guys up against Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. Who you got, Brian?
Man, 3 names I don't know, and I know LWO.
Yes, you do.
I think LWO is underrated.
Yes,
I think the 3 of them are absolutely. Dragon Lee especially is when you see these 3 wrestle, they put on a hell of a show.
Yes,
it's
Joaquin Phoenix and the other guys Dela Cruz or something.
Did you say
his name.
Joaquin Phoenix?
It's Jaqueen Phoenix or something like that.
It's not Joaquin Phoenix.
Now I need to look this up.
He's a movie
something
star.
with Keen.
But they're fantastic.
Yes.
I think this is going to be a hell of a match, but I'm going to...
Okay.
I'm going to say we're going to give it to... These are AAA, I'm assuming. We'll give it to the AAA threesome.
Okay.
So I'm going to...
You just rate AAA. That's what I did.
I'm going AAA.
Octagon Jr.
Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana.
Yes.
Iguana. Okay.
So what's the real names, Josh?
Well, I'm
2 other LWO
I am not
guys.
going with AAA. I am going with Dragon Lee,
Yes.
Joaquin Wild,
I see it was something like that.
and Cruz del Toro.
That's it.
There you go.
They had
Those are
different
guys
names in
I'm going
NXT. Well, Joaquin Wild had the same name, but Cruz del Toro, they changed his name.
That's what I was going to say. Is they changed their names. So that's why I was
So
like,
Joaquin Wild was called that in NXT.
honestly, after you said it, you're probably right. I'm pretty sure he was. I'm going to check, but I'm pretty sure he was the Phoenix
Or something along those lines. I could be wrong. But anyways.
Yeah. But I'm going with LWO.
You're going with LWO?
Yes.
All right. I remember Aerostar from Lucha Underground.
Yes.
And he was awesome in that.
Yes.
And he's popped up in other places as well. Octagon Jr. as well was in Lucha Underground, if I remember correctly.
I'm pretty sure, but I have to check.
Yeah. And he was awesome as well. So it's going to be cool to see those guys again. But they're older. This got announced at AAA. Had their big show over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Where big things happen we'll talk about later on. But I'm going to go with LWO as well.
No, we're going different.
Octagon Jr. is Kalisto.
Octagon Jr. is Kalisto. Oh, yeah, okay.
If you remember him he was the guy with Sin Cara.
Yes, he was in WWE.
Yes.
That's right.
So
okay, I knew Octagon Jr. was from somewhere.
That's when you said I'm like,
yes.
But I'm pretty sure he was also in Lucha Underground.
No, I think he was
check.
just in WWE because he was young. He's a younger guy. Which is kind of funny because now he's back in WWE again. Well, he's in TNA technically, but whatever. Next up, we talked about her earlier. Stephanie Vacour is in a tag team match with Lola Vice up against 2 of her tormentors from back in her AAA days with Chick Tormenta and Dalise. Josh, who you got?
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vacour and Vice?
Yes. I'm going through this because I fell into the hole. He was the USA champion.
Yes.
Kalisto. I forgot about that.
Yes, he was a U.S. champion way back when.
Sorry.
Brian, who you got? I know it's a tough pick for you because
It's so tough.
Stephanie Vacour's in the match. So
it's going to be Stephanie Vacour and Lola Vice, only because as much as we know Stephanie is joining Monday Night Raw tonight, and she's going to be a triple threat for a qualifying match.
Correct.
I can't really see her being in both. I can't see her in this and then being part of Money in the Bank. So we'll talk about it later on. I don't think she'll be a qualifier, I think this is where she's going to shine. It's going to be Stephanie and Lola. I don't know who the other two people are, but
They're from AAA.
God bless them. They're going
Yes.
to lose.
Yeah. This is just basically a thing to promote AAA, and people know what it is.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Next up, Legado del Fantasma.
Did you say
Santos
your
Escobar.
pick?
Huh?
Did you say your pick?
Yeah, Mark. Who
Vacur and Vice. I mean, like, really? Do we need to do that? All right. Next up, Legado del Fantasma. Santos Escobar. Berto. Angel. Up against El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., which is Claire's new favorite wrestler name.
Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Wagner Jr. El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Such a weird name.
Psycho Clown, which is Claire's other favorite. She loves like these names of these guys.
Oh, the AAA
They're
guys, their
fantastic.
names are
Yeah.
great.
Psycho Clown and Pagano, which she enjoys because there was a football coach named Chuck Pagano back in the day.
He's
on
he's
the Pat
coaching
McAfee
again.
show. And
He's
now
coaching
he's
again.
coaching it, but he used to be in Pat McAfee. So Claire's like, oh, Pagano, I got to go with that guy. So we'll go with Brian. Who do you got first?
First, I want to say El Hano de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yes.
Sounds like
El Hijo.
it
Hijo.
sounds
Dr.
like
Wagner Jr.
Joey's name on a soap opera on Friends.
Yes,
That's what it sounds
it
like
does.
to me. It's like some name he would have.
I also think the El Hijo part is
It's the son of,
yes.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
That's the junior.
Gotcha.
because it would really be Dr. Wagner the third.
Yes. Because Vikingo is El Hijo.
Yes, we're son of Vikingo, so he'd be So he'd really be Vikingo Jr. technically.
Yeah.
I'm just
Just so you know.
I'm just going in the wind. With this one, obviously, I'm just gonna go with Lagdo del Phantasm.
Phantasma.
Legado del Fantasma.
Legado del Fantasma?
Lago del Bautismo.
Is this the Chi-Chis?
Is this
I could order the enchilada.
can I have a fajita?
You worked at
Can I have a
you worked at a
smoking
Mexican restaurant
fajita?
too. You should know how these words
I
work.
know.
Lag-
That's-
Legado del Fantasmo?
Our special
the guy,
tonight
the
is
guy who
Legado
worked
del
at a Spanish
Fantasmo.
restaurant that had to tell people food in the actual
Tonight's
language.
special is Legato del Fantasma.
Welcome
burrito.
to the Che-Chis.
Welcome to the
Would you like the
Chi-Chis.
nachos or the chimichanga?
No, quesadillas were always
Quesadillas.
Quesadillas.
We always got
Quesadillas.
quesadillas.
The jalapenos?
Jalapenos. Can I get extra jalapenos on
Why
mine,
do we have a
please?
chainsaw
I'm
going by?
sorry,
Weed
Brian.
whacker.
I'm sorry, Brian, but you went
Now it's a
so
weed whacker.
like
I did.
That was the
You're
whitest
right.
thing you've said all day.
I was.
Yeah.
Lagato del
Lagato
Fantasmo.
Chi-Chis.
Legato del Fantasmo.
El Gato del Fantasmo.
That's their new name. Legado del Fantasma.
Lagato.
Legado del Fantasma. All right, Josh, who you got?
Just call me.
Are they lemonade? Is that the frozen lemonade, Dels?
Just call me El Chichi Americano. All right.
Grande Americano.
I'm
Grande
going with the
Americano.
AAA guys on this one.
That's how you order it. That's how you order a coffee in Starbucks in Mexico.
Yeah.
El Grande
Americano.
Americano.
I'll have the
Oh
Chad
God,
Gable,
that's
please.
exact, that's
Chad
what it
Gable.
is though. It's just a large coffee.
Yes.
It is,
That's
yeah,
why
it
it's
is.
funny. Chad
That's why
Gable.
it's-
Oh, no, but I'm sorry. I just made that
Yeah,
connection.
that's why it's been hilarious this whole time.
He's just a large coffee.
He's just
a large
coffee.
American coffee. All right, so who'd you pick, Josh?
I went with AAA.
Okay. I'm going to go with Legato.
Legado del
Lagato
Fantasma.
El Chimichanga.
My God, Brian.
Quesadillas.
All right, stop.
You went to. That was hilarious.
That was funny.
That was bad. All right, anyways, up next, the NXT Men's North American Championship. Champion Ethan Page, who just won it this past week.
He did. All ego.
All ego.
All ego. That's his thing. Same.
Beat down. Who was he up against?
He was up against what's his face? Josh, help me. Tall guy. Ethan Page. He won the championship.
God, I can't think of it now. What? You broke my brain, Brian.
I know. I can't think of his name either.
Hold on.
Well, Mark, you can continue.
Yeah. Ethan Page, the champion, up against Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and the Laredo Kid. Who you got, Brian? Well, Josh looks up.
So
Ethan
this
Page
is
just won the
this
championship.
is just
for him.
all four for. They're all up against
Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints. That's who it
That's-
was. Yes. Not a tall guy at all.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he did the chair thing.
He did the chair.
Oh my God, we
The
didn't
chair
talk
botch.
about
The
that.
chair thing.
The
was
chair botch.
insane.
We did not
Yeah.
talk about that. That was disgusting.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
yeah.
I saw that.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
I think this is just to kind of we have seen Ethan Page show up. I think he was on SmackDown. He showed up on SmackDown.
He's shown up on a couple. Yes.
So I'm gonna give it to Ethan Page.
He's
Just
gonna retain, huh?
I think he's gonna retain, and I think he is just, he's showing himself. He's all ego,
All right.
no breaks.
Okay.
I
Josh, who you got?
noticed something.
Yes.
The next match, shouldn't that be 2?
I'm yes.
Sorry, I just happened to notice.
Well,
Yes.
I'll write that in.
Yes.
And Mark can
Sorry,
fix it.
I
Yes.
didn't mean to derail, but
No, you're fine. I because I copied
Yeah.
from the next events
okay.
page.
I don't want it to happen because it doesn't make sense, but I also think a championship needs to change in this, and I don't think it's going to change in the next one. So I think it's going to be Javon.
Javon Evans.
Yeah. Just because I can't see them. There's something's got to be in this that's a title change in this card, but I don't see them doing it with the next one, so it has to be this one. That's my thoughts are.
It's too quick for Ethan to lose, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with Ethan Page.
You just got it.
I know, but that's you at least understand my thought process.
Next up, this was mentioned as the AAA Mega Championship when they first announced it,
Yeah, you notice that?
even though
Yeah,
Vikingo
it had
didn't
it.
have the belt
Nope.
yet. He just won it over the weekend.
You know
And when I
why.
looked it up
We all know why.
today, it wasn't listed as a AAA Mega Championship match. So I'm not sure if it is or not.
Is the match happening?
The match is happening. I'm just not sure if it's for the
It was
championship
on,
or if it's just
the,
a regular
the
match.
confusion, I think, comes from it was listed on
The graphic.
the graphic as a championship
And it has
match,
been listed
but
on the
he
graphic
didn't
this whole
have the
time.
championship
We
at
didn't
the
have
time.
the championship yet.
Interesting.
Because the guy who had the championship, they're not
Will
gonna
never be on
hire. They're not
WWE.
going to be on WWE ever again.
Well,
so.
also, I want to say that's all funny. That's Chad Gable and not Americano.
Well, Monaco's going for the Money in the Bank. It's two separate guys.
I know.
So, there
That's
you go.
true.
So El Hijo del Vikingo up against Chad Gable for possibly the AAA Mega Championship. We'll go with you, Josh. Who are you going to start with? Who are you going to pick?
If they put it on Chad Gable, I have a feeling there'd be a riot. Just because, not because he's American or anything, but because Vikingo just won it, and it doesn't make sense for them to, with your decision with Ethan Page, but I can't see them having a whole card with no titles changing, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Vikingo will keep this one.
Okay. Brian?
I agree with Josh. Giving it to Chad Gable makes no sense. It also makes no sense that this is not Americano wrestling. But I feel like there could be some nonsense, but I think Chad Gable is not winning this at all.
Okay, so you're going with Vikingo.
Yep, Vikingo.
All right. I'm going full Vince booking on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Gable's going to get taken out before his match,
Oh,
and his replacement in the match will be El Grande Americano,
I have a feeling.
and El Grande Americano will win the championship
Yeah, I have a weird feeling that could happen, but
just because it's WWE
yeah.
and they want to show AAA that they're in charge now. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm going to say Chad,
AKA his alter ego.
otherwise known as El Grande Americano, because what's going to happen is they're going to do something with Vikingo after this. Either Chad's going to, like, El Grande Americano will be unmasked after this match by somehow.
I don't think it's
And then
too
they'll be
early
like,
to
oh,
be
it's Chad this
unmasked.
whole time.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
But he's still
yet.
the champion. But it's not as Chad as the champion.
Yeah, I think something's gonna happen. I think either this week
Yes.
Chad will get taken out or he'll get sick, and
Yes.
then he's gonna say, "We gotta throw in
Yeah.
Americano. He's ready."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because El Grande is in the Money in the Bank
Which he's not gonna win.
match tonight.
He's not gonna win.
So,
Yeah,
or in the qualifying match.
qualifying.
So I'm going to say Chad Gable
Okay,
/
Americano.
which I said Chad Cable. And it's not. It's Gable.
He did write Chad Cable. Chad Cable. That's his other alter ego.
His other alter
He
ego.
fixes cable
He's a
boxes.
cable
He's a
man.
cable guy.
So I'm going to say / El Grande. Americano.
Cable guy.
That's what happens when you have me do these things really quickly right beforehand. All right. Next show. Money in the Bank. Who thought Worlds Collide would be that difficult to pick? That was a lot of work. I don't do a lot of
Well,
research on those things. to make
It's
that
also a
happen.
lot of people we don't know or
Well, you don't
unfamiliar
know.
with. I don't.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Money in the Bank.
Before I was just saying, I went to check. It's not listed on WWE's site as a championship match.
Yes.
But everywhere else, it's listed as a championship match.
Yeah.
So
And on the slide it was.
yeah.
We can
It could
No,
change
no,
the
that's
points
what I'm saying. That's so,
accordingly.
it's so weird how like
The thing is though, if it's not a championship match, that would change.
that would change my
pick.
point. Yeah.
So if it's not a championship match, if come to find out it's not a championship match, like if it's announced tonight or whatever, or Friday, I'm assuming tonight they'll promote it.
Yeah.
But if it's listed as not a championship match tonight, then I think we deserve the right to repick if need be.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah,
Because
that would change my thought process on who's going to win. 'Cause
I
if it
still
wasn't a
think
championship
Van
match,
Kingo would win.
it was just a
but I
match
think it's going to be
match, then I
something
wouldn't-
different.
yeah, but if it was just a match, I wouldn't pick Gable.
No, yeah.
Well, I still feel like I would hold my same pick.
I
If it wasn't-
think we.
I'm more saying myself. I
yeah.
would change my pick.
No, I'm
if-
agreeing with you. We wouldn't change our pick, but it would be a different thought processing of.
Well, it would definitely change
Why-
my thought
yeah.
processing on who
Yeah.
I'm picking.
All right. In the group chat, we will.
It all
can
depends on
only
if
pick
it's an
that
actual
if it
championship
changes.
And also,
match.
if any other matches get added, we will do the same.
Yeah.
So
Because
there's
there's still rumors that there might be a title match for the U.S. title for some reason. Like if you read like the dirt sheet stuff
Oh,
and
if
like
that's human there?
yeah, there's
don't know if that would happen.
I know, but there is a.
I could
Just to
see
fill
more of
the
that
card.
happening on Money in the Bank and not on.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying for Money in the Bank.
Oh, I think AAA's got enough
Yeah,
already. It's
no,
already got 5
AAA's all
matches,
set,
so
but because there's only 4 matches,
it's a lot of people in those matches, so they're gonna be very long.
Yeah, I feel like last Money in the Bank might have been 4 matches too.
But that's people are saying that they might add another match.
We will
just
find
to
out
fill the
tonight.
We'll
card
find out.
more.
We'll
If-
find out tonight
if
or it's
they add
Friday. They'll do
anything,
something.
we'll
We'll
text
add it
each
and
other.
we'll throw it
Oh, I
out.
know. I'm just saying,
Okay.
All right, but anyways,
and I
moving
still
on.
have no idea what I'm doing for the bottom half of this page.
Anyways, Money in the Bank. First off, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, which I spelled Jay incorrectly,
It's fine.
versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Brian, who you got?
I'm going to say this match allows us Cody Rhodes to come back and to win with Jey Uso because of 2 things. A, the belt is not in play.
Mm-hmm.
B, I think what's going to happen is we've already saw a tiny, tiny little fraction, and I think tonight we might see more if they're together. The ego of Logan Paul and the ego of John Cena is going to let them fail. John Cena is going to lose this match because of Logan Paul. And I think we saw a moment of that last Monday night, or was it
Friday?
Friday. I think Cody Rhodes got a huge pop coming back.
Yes.
Which I think we all predicted this. He would go away for a little bit, come back.
Yes.
So I think I give it to Cody and Jey Uso. I think this is going to be John Cena losing only because of Logan Paul. And that allows us to have, John Cena to lose a match. Because he can't just plow through everybody, which he is.
Okay.
So Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso.
So a long way around, Brian's saying Logan Paul and John Cena is going to win.
And I pick Logan Paul and John Cena.
Who are you picking?
Cody Rhodes
Oh,
and
okay.
Jey Uso.
I know
Okay.
he said it like he
After all
changed
that,
it.
it like went around like 3 times
No,
on why it was
I always
happening.
kept it with Cody.
We
and
know,
Jey.
but it was just like the way you were doing it. It's like, we get it. We know you want those guys to win.
Okay.
All right, Josh, who you got?
It's same thing what Brian was saying, but then did you guys see the exclusive video
No.
with
What?
Logan Paul? I guess he tried to play it off like he didn't even know that that match was announced.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, who am I fighting? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
he's
just
being
on
a-
that stupidity, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want him to win. So
Yeah.
I went with Cody and Jay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I hate this whole storyline, but because this is how the storyline goes, John Cena and Logan Paul are going to win. And you know why? Because Travis Scott's going to come down and cost the other 2 guys to win. So John Cena and Logan Paul, because what's going to happen is Travis Scott's going to come out, make them, Cody and Jay, lose, and then the next show, whatever they end up doing, in Saturday Night Main Event or whatever, it'll be John Cena and Logan Paul and Travis Scott up against Cody Rhodes and the Uso brothers,
I don't know.
because they took away our truth, which would have been the next thing that Jimmy was going to do. Now that's not happening. So
Well, R-Truth is still around. He's just not being renewed. So
yeah, but like for 2 weeks. So
we don't. Well, we don't know how long.
yeah. So John Cena and Logan Paul.
Wow.
Even though I hate them.
Okay.
Next up, speaking of things I don't like, the Women's IC Championship. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch.
The man back in business.
Yes. Brian, who you got? I
Um,
wrote this wrong somehow too, but whatever.
I'm going to say Becky Lynch gets this. We've had 2 matches already. Lyra has been victorious. I think giving the belt to Becky would kind of solidify her returning and her heel turn. Also, we have the stipulation that if Becky Lynch loses, she will not go after Lyra anymore for the belt.
Yes.
And then Lyra, basically, you have to raise your hand and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's time for Becky to win. I feel like it's Becky to really lean into the heel and really lay it into Lyra. It's like weird. My head says one thing, my heart says another, my gut says another, but I'm going to stick with Becky Lynch winning this one.
All right. Josh, who you got?
The only way I see Becky Lynch losing is if Bayley comes back and helps Lyra win, because it doesn't make sense for the stipulation for Becky to lose and never get the IC title while she has it. Because that's not really it's not really a point to make, but to have her raise Becky's hand and make their rivalry more of a thing.
Yeah.
And then hopefully polish her more, but it just doesn't. They got to do something with her, so I think Becky's winning.
The reason why I don't like this story is there's no reason why Becky should win this championship.
No,
It does nothing for her whatsoever. Her winning this championship does nothing in the long run of Becky's career. Becky is way beyond the Intercontinental Championship. She has no reason being in this besides the fact that she's trying to help Lyra be relevant.
Yeah.
And you can't make plain white toast relevant.
We got it. We got it.
So, I really don't care what happens in this match.
Just pick something.
Only because
You should care.
points.
Points are on the line.
But only because of points,
two
and you
points.
guys all pick the same person. I'll pick the same person too, just to.
like the only way this makes sense is to make her more of a Grand Slam champion, like to establish the Grand
I
Slamming.
guess,
But
then
it's not really like it's.
all right.
eh.
So Becky, this is my thing with this. So Becky wins. Then you've neutered Lyra's character, and the only reason she's even relevant right now is because of Becky. And if she loses to Becky, then what do you do with her? Does she then go back after Becky and she beats Becky again? Who cares? No one's going to care.
That's the quandrum.
That's the thing.
We're in a quandrum with this.
It's like
I'm in the
they've
same
like
spot.
booked themselves into a corner with this. It's like the only solution is like
If Lyra can keep the
Lyra
belt,
beats Becky, but like Josh was saying, Bailey comes out and costs Becky the win, and then you launch into a Becky Bailey story.
I think Bailey gets involved.
and Lyra then again gets pushed off to the side and is irrelevant again.
Yes.
So it's like no matter what you do,
Yeah,
without Becky attached to Lyra,
the main problem
Lyra
is,
is irrelevant.
The main problem is you take the belt off her, she becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
You keep the belt on her, she becomes irrelevant because
Yeah.
the only way to keep the belt on her is to destroy Becky and send her off in a different direction.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by the stipulation really kills any
Oh,
potentiality
it's a
of
weak stipulation.
Well, but that's what I mean is you because
She can't
what
even
makes
she can't even
Lyra
finish a
better.
sentence.
That's the same. What makes Lyra better is the competition with
Yes.
Becky. To have her
Yes.
not be able to fight her for the belt again basically means you have to take the belt off her
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
So it's like you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Let's not.
But we all
dwell.
picked Becky, so
Yeah.
if it doesn't go right, then I don't lose any points. Moving on. The women's Money in the Bank match. It's Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Julia, the newest addition, Naomi, which gave Josh and I a point from our bonus points
You
from
guys get bonus
last
points.
show. So now we are only 6 points behind Brian. We were 7 points behind, so we're creeping up.
Creeping up.
And tonight, the last person in this match is going to be given. It's, like we mentioned earlier, Liv Morgan against Ivy Nile against Stephanie Vacour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Liv Morgan's going to win that match. So she'll be the other person in this match. So we'll go to you, Brian. Who do you think is going to win the women's Money in the Bank?
I've been overthinking this so much this weekend. So many variables. My first thought was, Stephanie Vacour comes in. She wins it tonight. She gets the Money in the Bank, and it pushes her because she's really hot right now. Her
Yes.
popularity is really high.
Yeah.
This would actually this would allow her to skyrocket towards the belt.
Mm-hmm.
But because she's already wrestling in the Worlds Collide, I feel that it's kind of, I don't see it happening. Also, there's no story behind it. Yeah, her
Yes.
popularity, but there's no story. The momentum wouldn't be there beyond her just being popular. For me, you have some heavy hitters here that do not need Money in the Bank to propel them towards a championship match. And you have some of them that are in this match, and there's nothing moving them forward.
Yes.
Naomi is the only one that makes sense. The triple match, I think Liv Morgan's going to win, but she already has the tag team champion belt. She's got a lot of other things to worry about. She's got to keep her man.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken nuggets are going to go free like
Don't touch
spice.
nuggets.
Those chicken nuggies.
You gotta stop touching that girl's nuggets.
Yeah. So I think Naomi, in my opinion, makes the most sense that she gets Money in the Bank because they really have been pushing her, especially with the heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
I think her character's become, I think, better.
Okay.
So Naomi gets Money in the Bank.
All right. So since you've already picked Naomi,
Yeah.
we'll now take you to your bonus. You have Naomi will win the women's Money in the Bank match. So that's your 5 points
You
there.
want me
if
to
you
go
get
into that now?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So
Who will she cash in on?
So it's either Tiffany Stratton or Io Sky.
Right now, yes.
So I don't think Io Sky's got a thing with Rhea. That's been going back and forth since WrestleMania. I don't really think that's going to happen. I think Naomi's going to go after Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany's going to hold the belt for a while. Because the stuff with Nia Jax is still going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like getting a little tiresome. Like,
Yeah.
okay, move on. We got to move away from Nia
Yes.
Jax. As much as I think Nia Jax is super talented and their matches are fantastic together, we can move on. And I think Naomi goes after Tiffany Stratton. This is the part I didn't think about.
Yeah.
Where
When will she cash in on her?
we have SummerSlam.
We do.
We have Evolve, which is the new
Evolution.
Evolution is the woman's thing will be happening.
Yes.
What's the other one that's happening over? Is it safe to just say
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. I feel like it's going to happen on SmackDown.
Okay.
I think Naomi
On Tiffany Stratton.
on Tiffany Stratton on a SmackDown.
SmackDown. Will she win?
I think what's her name will stop her.
Jade.
No. Yeah. Well, Bianca. So she will go after Tiffany.
Yep.
On
On a SmackDown.
And
And she will not
SmackDown.
succeed. Making her the first woman to not exceed on a cash-in.
Tiffany SmackDown. She does not succeed because of
Yeah, doesn't matter.
I don't have to say.
No,
You're just going to say she's not going to succeed. All right, Josh, moving on to you. Who do you got?
Again, like Brian said, with the whole. But I going back to the qualifying match.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling to continue the storyline of Roxanne, Judgment Day, and all the stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
It makes more sense for Liv to lose. Because
Tonight, you mean?
tonight. That's what I'm saying.
So then who's going to take her place then?
I think Stephanie is going to make it.
Interesting.
You're going to pull a double?
What?
Do 2 shows in one day?
They've done it before.
I'm just saying.
it's-
Just throwing it out there.
But because of that, because it's a 2 shows in one day thing, I don't think she would win it.
Right. They can
Yeah.
use that as
They,
a.
Yeah, she's exhausted from the previous match. She got hurt in the previous
right,
match.
exactly.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Totally.
But again, we're going back to what Brian says. You have so many graduates in this match
Yes.
to begin with. It doesn't make sense for Stephanie, again, this is the reason why I don't think she would win it, for Stephanie to win it and jump over the 2 that have been up for a little bit. It seems unfair to them to jump. So because of all that stuff,
Yeah, it's like listening to a diatribe from Long and Orca.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's like a
But we have
stapler
to,
breakdown.
this is a big thing.
You know, it is,
this is potentially.
She found the guy, and then the body
You know
was
what I mean?
found.
This is potentially what 40 points almost
yeah.
if you work it out.
Well, Josh, who do you got?
I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what does
Who's
she
she
do?
going to cash in on?
I think she's going to cash it in on Io Sky.
When
at
will she cash in?
SummerSlam
SummerSlam?
and win.
And win. All right.
Write that down.
All right. All right. You ready for the curveball?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Alexa Bliss is going to win the women's Money in the Bank match.
I didn't see that coming.
Only because they've been doing all these weird little side things with Alexa Bliss. And there's no other reason to do that.
Like what?
Like they've been doing all these
Thing
little
with
like
Charlotte and-
promos where she's coming up to people. She came up to Tiffany on Friday night. She came up to Charlotte when Charlotte was doing her thing. Like they're
Oh, I
planting the
see.
seeds for something.
Okay.
And I think the only thing they're planting the seeds for is her winning the Money in the Bank. Then
Interesting.
she's going to be hovering around this whole time.
Yeah, who's
I'm
she?
really going off the wall here. I'm not like, this is like,
You think she's holding it for a while,
I'm
too.
not like happy with my thoughts on this because could cost me this could cost me the belt. But anyways,
Hey, tell you won the belt. So
I won the belt last year, but last year was a little bit easier to pick.
yeah, I know. That's
The Tiffany stuff was pretty straightforward.
It was pretty
we
obvious
all
where
saw
that was
because I picked Tiffany too.
That was pretty much a layup. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alexa Bliss, and she's going to cash in on Charlotte Flair.
Oh my God! This is what kind of turn are you taking? This is a dark horse. I don't know, Mark. You're going. Did you have drugs today?
No, because they
What's
planted
going
the seed. They had that promo
I didn't see this promo.
The backstage
during
thing where,
SmackDown a couple weeks ago,
and then one in the ring
where they
too.
asked her, and they had it in the ring too, where she said she needs a friend. You need a friend. Everyone has friends now. I'll be your friend.
But
And Charlotte said no.
And that even went back to the last time
Back
Liv was
when
there.
she mentioned, like, when
she
I
was
first-
part of the Funhouse.
Well, she even mentioned, the Funhouse thing.
Queen.
But then she even mentioned, like, back when she first came in NXT.
Yeah.
Charlotte was the only person that like befriended her. So like they're planting the seeds. There's gonna be some big storyline going
You're
on.
supposed
here.
to be my friend.
So you were supposed to be you could have been my friend, but you're not, and now you're the champion because you've upseeded whoever. And it's gonna happen at Evolution. And she's gonna win. Because whoever wins Money in the Bank is going to happen at Evolution. So in this, that we're picking things, it doesn't mean that the person that's cashing in has to be the person that wins, that does this.
Right.
So if the cash-in happens at Evolution, I still get 5 points.
Yeah. It doesn't
And
have
if the
to
person succeeds, I still get 5
wherever the
points.
cash-in happens or wherever the...
Yes.
If they win
it's only if
you
you get all 4 correct,
Right.
you get the extra 5 points,
Yeah.
which I got last year. We didn't add the 5 extra points last year. I'm adding it in this year because you guys said I didn't.
What are you
So I'm
talking?
adding it
What,
back in
what are
this
you
year.
doing? What are you talking about? We added
So-
the 5 points last year,
No, we didn't add the extra 5. You got all of them correct.
but nobody got them all.
I got it all correct. And you
Okay.
guys said I didn't get an extra 5 points. So I'm adding it in officially this year, so that way it actually happens.
Okay.
All right. So moving on. After that, it's on to the men's Money in the Bank match. It's LA Knight up against Andrade, up against Penta, up against Solo Sikoa, Seth Rollins, and to be named tonight, the winner of the match between CM Punk, AJ Styles, and El Grande El Americano.
Americana.
We'll start with Josh. Who do you got, Josh?
So...
Buckle in, kids.
No,
Here we go.
CM Punk's going to win. CM
Yes.
Punk's going to win. CM Punk's going to win.
CM Punk's going to win Money in the Bank?
CM Punk's going to win Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Then CM Punk is going to
Cash in on
cash
who?
in on John Cena.
Okay. Where?
That's where I'm stuck.
We're all.
I know.
I
know,
gotcha,
But
I
that's what I
gotcha.
mean. There's got to be build. So I want it to be later on, but I just can't think of where it's going to be yet. But he's going to win. So I'm go through the cycle, and I'll try and figure out where I think he's going to win it. That's my only sticking point is where he's.
All you
going
do is pick an event.
I know, but that's what I can't. I'm trying to.
So right now,
You got Clash in Paris? Is that where it's happening?
Yeah, the clashes in
Clash in
Paris.
Paris.
Clash
That's
in
what I mean is I
Paris.
have to.
You got Crown Jewels happening in Australia. You got Saturday Night Main Events. You got Raw or SmackDown. You got SummerSlam. You have... Yeah, that's it.
got
for
a
the
lot
men.
of things because
So it could happen to any of
Tiffany
those things.
cashed in January.
But
of
there's
this year.
Yeah.
Well, Night of
On a
Champions.
SmackDown. Not a
You
champion.
have Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia.
Survivor Series.
Great American Bash, but I think that's NXT.
Yeah. Survivor
Saturday Night Main
Series.
Event, Clash in Paris, Crown Jewel, and Survivor Series in California.
Yes.
Ooh, would that technically be John Cena's last pay-per-view? Because what would be after that?
Don't know.
That's December.
It
That's
could
November.
technically- Could be his last. November 13th.
Yeah,
I
because
think.
January would be Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Survivor Series. He's gonna cash it. It's gonna
She's
be.
gonna say Cena's
he's
gonna hold
he's
it all the way to November. He's gonna
He's
hold
gonna
on
hold
to
it all the
this.
way to November because
Oh god, I'm
John.
gonna go nuts
I know,
if that's the case.
but it's John Cena's. I'm gonna end
Walk out.
and he's gonna walk out and CM
Punk's gonna cash in
yeah,
on him
yeah.
and then do the opposite of what happened before.
right? Because it makes sense for like there. Because now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense for him to beat the crap out of CM Punk and destroy him and make it so he can't cash in on me, so he's gonna have to cash in on somebody else later on.
Yeah.
And then CM Punk shows up, like in an
At that
ambulance
last-
or whatever.
Last match.
Yeah, and beat
Cena's
the,
walking out of the company
Right.
with the belt.
right.
CM Punk
And
appears.
CM Punk
and
becomes the
CM
savior.
Punk becomes the guy that saves
Yeah.
WWE.
yeah.
I would love
As
that.
opposed to the
Dude,
guy who ruined
now,
WWE.
now that I want
That's
that
a really
to be
good
the way.
storyline. That's a good storyline. I gotta
now I
admit.
want that to
I don't want to sit and wait on that till November, but that's pretty good. I'm kind of mad about it.
I know.
But
That is
Because
a
like
good
I
one.
said, to me, it's like, it's all got to be that. But I'm like, where would it be? And then going through the list, I'm like, oh, that would be just so...
that'd be a very good
That would
story.
be the icing on the cake of just, oh, yeah, no, we don't want, no.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Punk's gonna win. You're saying.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
Thank you.
It's a long road
That's
to
a
get
good
there.
one. I like that.
It is
Josh.
That was a long road to
the
get there, but
unfortunate
that was-
thing is
that
it
was
just
some
means
deep
it's going to
writing
be a
right there.
long
That's
year
a
of
long story to go.
John Cena being there doing this bull crap.
Doing this, dragging everything around.
What did I do with my pen? Good.
All right, Brian. After that,
Okay.
God,
I like that.
that was
I'm
really
a-
good.
I'm
That
a
was
fan
good.
of
It
that.
took a bit to get there.
It took.
Took some help to get you there, but we got you there.
I have one that might be kind of predictable, but I can't help but think this is the way it goes. I've toyed with other people on Andrade. There's no reason. Andrade, no reason. Penta, no. Solo, not really. LA Knight being the only one that could use the boosts, who is one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins being the number one.
Yes.
But
But now if you add Punk into it,
now tonight we have CM Punk, AJ Styles, and Americano. I think tonight, I don't think Punk makes it. I think Seth Rollins and company shenanigans happen, and I for some strange reason I think El Grande Americano wins.
so he's gonna double.
He's gonna do a double. No, he's two different people. Chad.
But no, because if he comes out and has to replace Chad,
Well,
That was your thing. That wasn't
Yeah.
Brian's.
that was your thing.
I know.
was your-
But think about it though. If that happens, then he's gonna do a double.
I think tonight.
But he is El Grande Americano, so
I
he can
think
do it.
because we've had this back and forth that Jey Uso has the belt, there's been this
The Sami Zayn.
CM
CM
Punk,
Punk.
and Jay on one side with Braun, Reed, and Seth in the other.
Yes.
I think that storyline is continuing. I think tonight we get El Grande Americano cheats, he wins. CM Punk is not allowed to win because of Seth and company. I think this could be so predictable. Maybe I'm so wrong because I think LA Knight could do his career could go higher winning it. But I'm going to go with my gut. My gut is Seth Rollins gets Money in the Bank because Seth Rollins is taking over Raw, and Seth Rollins wants the company to be what he envisions the company should be.
yes.
And I think what's happening on Monday? We have a Jey Uso Gunther championship match again for
Yes.
some reason. I think Seth Rollins comes in on Monday Night Raw. I think Seth Rollins gets the belt
Yeah.
and he wins. And that establishes complete dominance of Monday Night Raw by Seth Rollins, Bronson, and Reed.
Mm.
Now it could be that
Braun.
sound Braun.
Yeah,
It could be
Bronson.
Braun Breaker. It could be too obvious that I'm going this way.
Okay,
It could be
so you
so
got-
obvious I'm wrong.
Seth Rollins
Yeah.
winning. Then you have him cashing in on Jey Uso
Jay and
on Raw,
Yep.
and he's going to win.
Yeah. Now, could it be this Monday? Probably. Could it be any Monday? I don't know, but yeah, he will go for Jey Uso and Gunther on Monday Night Raw, and he will win. I mean, it sounds too obvious, and this is why I think I'm wrong, but it's the only thing that makes sense to me. I've tried to push the LA Knight thing, but then I'm like, who the heck is LA Knight going to cash in on? Like, that's where he already fought Fatu, and he lost.
Yes.
He's not going to go up against Dominic, and
Yeah.
the only other people are Jey Uso and Cena. I don't see LA Knight doing that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think the men's Money in the Bank is about as easy to pick as last year's women's Money in the Bank was to pick. I think Seth Rollins is going to win
Yeah.
because there's no other reason any other person should win.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Punk would win tonight somehow. And then he gets in and he tries to take Seth out from winning it.
Yeah.
But then
His goons come
the
in.
goons come in and take out Punk.
Yeah.
and then take out everybody else, and then Seth just walks up and wins. All of the last time Seth won Money in the Bank, where Kane just basically put him on his shoulders and won the match.
Yeah, because they broke the ladder.
Yeah. So, and then I think he's going to cash in on. So this depends upon when the men's match happens that night. So if the men's match is the first thing out, I feel like
Do you think he's doing a 2-1?
he's going to cash in on Jay that night.
Well, yeah, we say Raw, but it could be any Monday Night Raw.
No, like he's going to cash in on Jay at Money in the Bank.
Oh.
If the men's Money in the Bank match is the first match of the night,
Yeah.
and then say they have the Jay Uso match later in the night.
No, Jay Uso and Gunther are wrestling on Monday Night Raw.
No, you're missing
Cody
it,
Rhodes
Brian.
Jay Uso match.
Oh, but
And then
you
John
think
Cena
that?
and Logan Paul.
He's saying
There's a possibility, I
that
think, that it
match
could
won't
happen.
because
Well, it will happen, but it won't happen. Like if
But there
the
wouldn't-
men's Money in the Bank goes out first.
no. I'm talking
on
about the Gunther
Saturday.
match. The Gunther match wouldn't happen then.
Yes.
That's the problem with your
Yeah. Well, that's the
Logic,
thing,
but-
because it'd be Gunther would have to go up against
yeah.
Seth.
Yeah.
Because Gunther wants the belt. He
Yeah.
doesn't
Because
care
either
about
way, it
Jay.
doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
Whoever the champion is on Monday, Gunther's facing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right now, it's Jay.
Yeah.
Because he's not defending his
Because
belt.
remember, he said he would fight Logan Paul
Yeah.
if he won it, but
Yeah.
he wouldn't care.
He doesn't care who it is. He'll fight whoever it is. And they've already kind of planted the seeds with Seth and Gunther with backstage stuff
Mm-hmm.
from before when Gunther first fought Jay for the first, like after that first time after WrestleMania. So that's my sticking point here is I kind of want to say Money in the Bank that he's going to cash in on.
Wow, you blow it right in one
But
show.
I don't want to do that.
Hey,
It's happened before.
We were at a show where it happened. When that's
Bailey
when Becky,
did it. Edge did it when he won. He cashed in that night.
But Bailey
against Cena.
Bailey cashed it in on Becky when she was
That
Becky
night.
Two Belts at the
yeah.
time.
Yeah, that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why it makes it interesting.
So I'm gonna say he's cashing in on Jay. That's for sure.
Yeah. But when and does he take it?
Like I said, it depends if I have a feeling the men's match would be last.
Usually is.
I can even check that for you if you want.
They don't have it like the roster of how it's gonna go though.
But last year.
No,
the
no.
men's was
I'm
last.
saying I could go off last year's and see.
Yeah.
I want to say last year the women's was in the middle. They had one match, women's, one match. Or I think they might have started off with the women's. But
Yeah, they always start off with one and end with the other.
Yeah, so the men's was always last.
Same thing with the Rumble. They do the same kind of thing.
So last year's the men started it off.
So men won't start this time.
Men started
Okay.
off last year.
Then I'm gonna go just like Brian. I'm gonna say Jey Uso, Raw,
Also, last year there was 5 matches,
and yes,
Oh, okay, so we might
so they
be-
could add one.
they could add one. Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
Because last year's was
I have a feeling the tag
heavyweight
match
title-
is gonna add. They're gonna add the tag from SmackDown.
Yes.
oh yeah.
It's
Yes.
gonna end up on here somehow.
We're gonna get the Profits, Street Profits.
It's like a 6-way something
So just so
Oh yeah, because they all were
with the
like.
Wyatt Six.
so
Yes.
Profits.
just to go off like last year's card. Last year's card was
Warriors.
the men's title,
Yeah,
the men's Money in the Bank, then the men's IC,
yeah,
then a triple threat heavyweight championship,
yeah,
then the Money in the Bank women's, then the 6-man tag at the end.
yeah.
But the interesting thing about last year's was, didn't McIntyre? I'm checking it now. McIntyre won and then cashed in. So they already did a double last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, because
does that change any of your
because McIntyre cashed in on
Priest
Priest
and lost?
and lost. Yes.
Right? Yeah.
because someone had it for 5 seconds. Remember that was the whole
What was
thing.
that match? No, it says Damian Priest.
Damian Priest won it and cashed in on Drew
No.
because Drew was
Triple threat.
Drew had the
CM
best.
This was
Punk and-
McIntyre's Money in the Bank cash in match. Since Seth lost, he can never challenge for the title again. So he made it a triple threat.
Yeah.
Because he didn't use the title, the cash in. He cashed it in to make it a triple threat match.
He cashed in during the match.
And made it a triple threat match.
Made it a triple threat match.
And
yeah.
Damian won.
And Damian won. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you got the belt.
Because it was originally Damian versus Seth
Yes.
And
for the title.
Drew McIntyre had the belt for 5
Finn
seconds.
came out and screwed Damian.
It says Damian Priest won.
No, Damian, that's how you got the belt, Mark.
That's
Because that was WrestleMania.
No,
No.
that's what I'm saying is last year's Money in the Bank, Damian was still part of Judgment Day.
Yeah.
If he had lost, he would have had to leave Judgment Day.
He had the belt when he was with Judgment Day.
You're thinking of 2 ago
Oh.
That's when
Was that WrestleMania that had happened then?
yeah, I think that was WrestleMania.
Or SummerSlam?
Because this says here it was a
SummerSlam
triple
where
threat.
Finn screwed
Yes.
Damian?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this says triple threat match. Damian cashed it in to make it a triple threat match, I think.
Yes. Okay.
Since lost, he can never challenge for the title
Yes.
as long as Priest was champion.
Yes.
If Priest had lost,
Yeah.
he would have to leave Judgment Day.
Yes.
That was a stipulation for
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Okay.
but that means there was a cash in and
Yeah.
a
So then it's gonna happen. on
loss
Raw.
last year.
So what are you saying, Mark? You're saying
Seth Rollins on Jey Uso on Raw Monday night, and he's gonna win.
so we got the same thing.
We got the same thing.
Okay.
So, do you think it's going to be during the
Gunther or after or like.
I think it would make
somewhere-
sense. I think it would make sense for it to be during the match,
Like the ref gets bumped,
and
the goons come out,
because
take
then
them both
then
out,
you set up
Seth comes
Jay
down,
being pissed off,
triple
and
threats,
Gunther being
and Gunther
pissed
pissed off. Then Gunther joins Jay. Gunther turns face, joining Jay and Punk and Sammy to go against the Seth Rollins
I don't
crew.
know about that, but
I don't see
I
that,
don't
but
think
I
him
can
going
see
face.
I can see it setting up the thing of Gunther.
I could see them like not like complete face, but I see them like setting Gunther up to be anti-Seth.
yes. I could
Because
see
like
Gun-
that kind of thing.
Gunther
Like
is
he's
the
not
whole-
fully anti.
yeah.
He's not fully a good guy, but he's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend,
Friend.
kind of
But
thing.
this would also set up the break for Gunther because
Yeah.
he's been falling and falling and falling
Yeah.
and falling.
Well, they're also doing the thing
You know.
of like the rumor is Drew's going to come back as a babyface.
To be against, because you can't have too many bad guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Drew no matter what he does. He's great.
No, but we're getting into the
Critical
there are
mass.
too
on it.
many bad
I know,
guys.
Too many
Bad
heels
guys.
turns. Too
And
many
they're
heel
waiting on
turns.
Roman to get done with whatever he's doing to come back and do stuff. So, yeah.
Doing his Bogue interview.
Because there's even
Yes.
rumors of Roman coming back at Money in the Bank. You know, I'm just in the rumor mill.
It could
Yeah.
be. Yeah, it could. We'll see. We'll see. So,
All right,
we'll see.
we gotta wrap this up.
A lot of
Oh my
stuff
God.
going on
It's
there.
almost 2:00,
Yeah. Yeah, and I got a thing at 2.
and I gotta get to work.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
all right. All that is
Hasta
happening
la
and
bye-bye.
a lot more. We'll have a lot to cover like next week. We'll have a lot to recap. We'll tell you all about how D&D went.
Yeah.
Again, too much stuff going on at one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
always. Welcome to the world that is our lives.
Yes.
All right. So as always, be safe, be well, be kind, and I'll have a review of my trip to the Red Sox game today. I'll talk about that next week as well.
Nice. All right. Please like and subscribe. Rocky, good night, and we will see you Saturday.
See you, Bobby. Hopefully on Saturday. Night, Howard. Go Sox.